Brother, am I audible? Hello? Brother, am I audible?
Yes, sister, you're audible.
Okay, thank you. Attend today because Swami has gone there. They have asked me to convey their apologies so that they'll not be able to attend today because of some other programs. But they'll make sure that they'll be watching your video recordings and they'll complete the part which you have completed today. So shall we start with the prayers, Swamiji?
Yeah.
Okay, let us start with the prayers. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Swamiji, with your permission, I would like to invite one of our brothers, Sai Pratik, who will be reading the summary of the previous class.
Yeah.
Saram Swamiji.
Namaste.
I want to summary the last session of Tattvabodha with your permission.
Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Pratik. I'm studying my first year Bachelor's of Arts in Mudanalli in the Vedic Studies stream. Today, we are going to see the third session summary. Swamiji started and clarified that Mithya is in fact that which is neither existent nor non-existent, but above all an appearance. It is impossible to put it into words and is thus anivacharaniya. Mithya at the individual level is considered Advaita, while at the cosmic level it is Maya. Swami thus began the Vishaya or subject matter by clarifying that Atman alone is Satyam or the reality, while everything else is Mithya. We also got to hear briefly about what the various other schools of philosophy considered to be the Atman. At last, coming to the Advaita Vedanta, wherein Brahman is considered to be the Atman, while all else is Mithya Mantra or appearance alone. We learned that Atman is not the three bodies or five koshas or three states of the mind, but rather Satchidananda Swarupa, having the nature of existence, consciousness, and bliss absolute. Swamiji went on to explain that nature of Atman is not starting with the three bodies. The three bodies are Stula Sharira. The Stula Sharira is made by the process of Panchakarna, a series of permutations and combinations of five physical elements. Physically speaking, there are many functions of the Stula Sharira, but philosophically, the body is just a temporary residence for the individual soul. Sukshma Sharira. The subtle body is made of five elements in their subtle forms or the Tanmantras. The five Gyanendriyas, hearing, touching, seeing, tasting, and smelling. The Karmendriyas, speaking, grasping, locomotion, excretion, and reproduction. Five Pranas, inhalation, exhalation, evacuation of waste, circulation, digestion, and reversal of life force at the time of death. Antakarna, Mana, which is the nature of doubt and instability. Buddhi, which is of the nature of violation and discrimination. Chitta, the subconscious memory. Ahankara, the I feeling. Karana Sharira. In one sentence, it can be explained as Atma plus Ajnana. Material. Advaita, which has the functions of Avarana and Vikshepa. Functions. It serves as the receptacle of the two bodies. At the time of Pralaya, the subtle body merges into this body. Swamiji then discussed the three states, which are Jagrata, Swapna, and Sushupti. In Jagrata, all faculties function fully, subject-object based, centered around doership and experienship. The external world and the physical body is the medium of Jagrata. Swapna. Only the memory is active, from which everything is experienced as a reproduction of the Jagrata Avastha. The mind is the medium of Swapna. Sushupti. Not the mind is active, the state is total ignorance, and the medium is the casual body. Swamiji thus concluded the third session, and saying so, we'd like to begin the fourth session, Swamiji.
Yeah. So now, did I speak about Panchakosha?
Yes, Swamiji.
Panchakosha is over.
Yes, Swamiji.
So, three types of Sharira, I said. Three types of existence, you said. Then what about Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, Kosha? 5 types of sheets. Did I discuss? Do you enough you remember?
No, Swamiji.
No?
Not in detail, you have discussed about it.
So Panchakoshas has not been told?
Yes, Swamiji. Like, you have to go a little more further about it.
Okay. Okay. Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhum Namashri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Yeah. Dear students, so now we are discussing today about Panchakosha, 5-fold personality layers. Now, is there God? We have got 5 layers on us because Panchakosha means 5 layers or 5 sheets. Physically, it doesn't exist. Like at least Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karna Sharira, when we know, it really exists. We are able to perceive at least. But whereas with this 5-fold personality or 5-fold layers, when we speak of Panchakoshas, it doesn't really exist. It is only based on the functions, the 3 bodies, Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and Karna Sharira are divided in different form or in another manner. Personality is the same, only but the angle of division matters. Panchakoshaha K. What are the 5 sheets? What are the 5 layers which is covering the body? Annamayaha, Pranamayaha, Manomayaha, Vijnanamayaha, Anandamayascha iti, Anandamayascheti. Means the food sheath, the vital air sheath, the mind sheath, the intellectual sheath, and the bliss sheath are the 5 types of layers which is covering our body. And what is this kosha, pancha kosha you were saying? What is this kosha? Kosha means, according to some, it is jacket-like. For an example, I'm wearing this jubba shirt. Similarly, I'm wearing a sweater like this. So similarly, I've covered this. So similarly, even the soul is covered on that. The soul is covered from these pancha koshas, 5 koshas. But actually, it is not so. Why? Because the Atman is all-pervasive. When the Atman is all-pervasive, it cannot be covered anything literally, actually, but only a functional aspect. Because the ignorance is covering the soul means what? Due to ignorance, we are unable to understand who am I. So similarly, from that angle or from that point, we say that, we argue that from the 5 sheets or the 5 layers are covering the individual soul or Jivatma, we say. Or rather still, in a straight way, you want me to say, means it is a universal error due to identification resulting from ignorance. It appears as if Atman is covered by sheets or Atman is covering by 5 sheets. Now you may ask, then if it is only error or it is due to ignorance, we are thinking like that, then why should we study it? Why should we study it? Because to remove our ignorance. The sages, the age-old sages, they are trying to remove the ignorance. They are trying to destroy the ignorance, or they are trying to remove the wrong notion which is existing in us. So every time they are trying with a different plan, a different way, a different techniques by which they are making us to understand that I am not this body-mind complex, rather I am that Sachidananda Swarupa, I am that absolute existence, consciousness, bliss. To make us understand I am existence, consciousness, bliss, and I am not this body-mind complex, to make us understand. So sages are trying to understand, make us understand from different angles, or from different ways, or from different techniques. So this Panchakosha, which comes from Taittiriya Upanishad, is also one of the technique to make us understand that I am different from these 5 sheets, or I am above from these 5 sheets. I am not this body-mind complex. Annamayaha kaha. This is what told technically in Advaita thing. Neti, neti, neti. We have got to 2 margas, 2 ways to explain what is Atman. What is Soham? Soham, Soham. Soham means Saha Aham. I am that, I am that, I am that. So what is that Soham? Saha Aham. What is that? Of course, we are studying in future that Sachidananda Swarupa. Mama Swarupaha Sachidanandaha. My nature is absolute existence, consciousness, bliss. That is a one way of telling. The other way is neti, neti, neti. Na iti. Not this, not this, not this. So what is not this? I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this intellect. I am not this emotions. I am not this thinking. I am not this so-called pleasures. So this is a other type of way to establish or to understand, to reach, to realize the Atman or Brahman or self-realization. Here the author is trying to tell through Neti Neti that what I am not, what I am not, what I am not. If I am not, then why should we tell? Why should he tell, or why should we understand? Because unfortunately, due to ignorance, delusion, we are thinking that we are body, we are mind, etc., etc. So to remove our ignorance, to destroy our ignorance, the author is trying to tell us, I am not this. Annamayaha kaha. What is this food sheath? Annaraseneva bhutva, annarasaneva vruddhim prapya, annarupa prutivyam yad viliyate tad annamayaha koshaha stula shariram. That which comes into being owing to the essence of food. Again, Taittiriya Upanishad, if you say, Annat eva kalvimani bhutani jayante, annena jatani jivanti, yat prayanti bisam vishanti. We Anna Brahmopasana, there's a small portion in the Taittiriya Upanishad. There we can easily, we can understand, we can read and we can understand. So here they are telling, based on that truth, that which comes into being, owing to the essence of food, that which is sustained, taken care by the essence of food, and that which decays or goes back to the earth, which also is of the nature of food, is called the food sheath, the physical body, the gross body. So skin, flesh, blood, nerves, tendons, fat, marrow, bones, waste, all this constitutes the physical sheath, physical body. But the thing the author is trying to tell us is, by explaining this what, it is not going to explain these things in detail, like if you study MBBS, there everything is studied in detail, every function, every organ and all. So here author is not intended to explain all these things. He's only trying to make us to understand by explaining this, that this is an instrument. It is an instrument for our enjoying, for our suffering, or for our achievements. So take it as an instrument. For an example, I have got a pen. I use as instrument to write. I have got a bike. I use as instrument to travel from one place to other. Similarly, I have got an instrument, so-called body. So I have to use this for my emancipation. It is also used for my enjoyment and as well as for suffering. And also it is a wonderful God-given instrument to achieve God realization or self-realization. So to make us understand, so author is trying to tell that. So don't attach to your body and mind. That's what the author's intention is by explaining all these things. Then the second sheath, second kosha, pranamaya. Pranamaya kaha. Again, these things as in detail we can discuss. but because due to the lack of time, I'm mentioning you, as I already told, my Tattvabodha classes are there in Air Vedanta Society YouTube. If you want in detail, if anyone of you are interested to listen these things in detail, you can go there. I've discussed these things much in detail. Pranamayaha kaha. What is the vital air sheath? This is the part of subtle body, of course. Pranadhyaha panchavayavaha vagindriya panchakam pranamayaha koshaha. The 5 physiological functions such as prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, together with 5 organs of function, namely speech, etc., forms the pranamaya kosha, the vital air sheath. So we know 5 types of pranas. Again, there's only one prana, but based on its function, it has been classified into 5. Prana, respiration; apana, evacuation; vyana, circulation; udana, throwing out; then samana, assimilation or digestion. Sometimes I feel that I've got energy. So even physically, if I am not well, even physically I'm not very good, but still because of my energy, I work. Say for an example, I'm interested in cricket. I've got a fever. Because of fever, maybe I'm feeling weak, but still because I'm interested in cricket, so I don't mind to go and play cricket. How I'm able to? Because I am not staying at the level of physical level, I'm staying at the level of energy. My energy is oozing out. I'm able to get a lot of energy because I'm interested. So we see that, oh, his energy level is quite high. We all speak. What is that energy level when we speak? So that's what the author is trying to tell, is that energy comes from this pranamaya kosha. So identification of the self with this energy level is what? Pranamaya. Sometimes we say we are hungry. I am hungry. I am thirsty. Actually, I am not hungry. The body is hungry. I am thirsty. Again, I am not thirsty. Actually, body is thirsty. But actually, we feel that I am hungry. I am thirsty. With full of energy, and I'm with full of vigor, we all say. Actually, there's all these things, it belongs to body. I am not the Atman, I am not the soul, I am not the spirit, I am the spirit, I am the soul. But all these things belong to body, but I'm mistakenly, I'm telling that I am hungry, I am thirsty, I am energetic, I am dull, I am weak, I am strong, etc., etc. So all these things belong to Pranamaya Kosha. And Manomaya Kosha. What is this Manomaya Kosha? Mind layer sheath. Mind layer sheath. Manascha Jnanendriya Panchakam Militva Bhavati Saha Manomaya Kosha. What is the mental sheath? The mental sheath is formed of 5 organs of knowledge, that is Jnanendriya and the mind. And how to understand that I am the mind? I am happy. Emotions, feelings, I am happy, I am unhappy, I am angry, etc., etc. We understand, we feel, we express also. All these things are part of Manomaya Kosha. I perceive the knowledge. For example, I'm speaking and you are hearing. How? Because of your ear. Because your Shrotrendriya working, that's why you're able to hear. And whatever you hear, it is nothing but frequency. The frequency is going through your ear and it is touching your palate and it goes to your brain, and that whatever the frequency, the waves is transferred in a particular form, and your mind is perceiving it, and the mind is saying that, okay, Swami is speaking about Tattvabodha, he's speaking of Manomaya Kosha, he's speaking of Manas, he's speaking of so many things. How is able to? When I'm speaking, my words, when it reaches your ear, and afterwards it goes as a frequency, a particular sound, and the brain again reconverts it, and the brain gives you, so what I'm telling. So all these functions are happening physically if you see, but the other is not trying to explain all these things. The other is telling that sometimes I feel I'm happy. I am not happy. I am dull. No, I am unhappy. No, actually, mind is happy or mind is unhappy. But unfortunately, we think that I am happy or I'm unhappy. So because I am blissful my nature is blissful actually. But unfortunately, sometimes I'm happy, sometimes unhappy. All these things because of my identification with the mind. That's what other is telling, sir. So please try to understand. The mind is also one more Indriya, 11th Indriya for us according to the Vedanta. And also it is an instrument given by the nature or the God to achieve our goals. That's what the author is trying to make us to understand or explain. So just like body, even the mind is also an instrument for us given by the God to achieve our goals. Then the fourth kosha, Vijnanamaya kaha. What is the intellectual sheath? Maya, Maya, you are hearing everywhere. Maya means what? It is a modification. Buddhi Gnanendriya Panchakam Militva Yo Bhavati Sa Vijnanamaya Kosha. The intellect, along with 5 organs of perception, together form the intellectual sheath. There it is called Mana Gnanendriya Panchakam. Here it is called Buddhi Gnanendriya Panchakam. So Gnanendriya Panchakam is the common thing in a Manomaya Kosha and Vijnanamaya Kosha, but they are telling Mana and they are telling here Buddhi. So what is the difference? We have got only one mind, but based on the function, it has been divided into 4 parts. Manas, Buddhi, Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Aham. What is Mana? Samshayatmaka Mana. Doubting faculty. Should I do this? Should I not do this? This is called Mana in the Vedanta. And you do this. Let me do this. Let me not do this. This type of decisive faculty is called Buddhi. So here Buddhi Gnanendriya Panchakam. Buddhi and 5 organs of perception or 5 organs of knowledge together forms the intellectual sheath. Means the deciding faculty of the mind plus 5 Gnanendriyas forms the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Means cognition. And also I am the doer, I am the knower, I am the thinker. All these things we use and we feel, we perceive, we experience. This is the part of Vijnanamaya Kosha. Oh, his decision is wonderful. He doesn't have any confusions at all. He's very clear about his decisions. He is crystal clear in his decisions, in his thinking and all we speak. That's a part of Vijnanamaya Kosha. And at the same time, we also say, oh, this fellow, even he cannot take decisions, even in the small things, in his petty things. He's always doubtful about himself, about his decisions and all. Why? Because his Vijnanamaya Kosha is not active. His intellect is not active, or rather is not using that intellective faculty, cognitive faculty. Anandamaya kaha. This is the last sheath, 5th sheath. What is the bliss sheath? Evameva karana sharira bhuta avidyastam milina sattvam priyadi vritti sahitam sat anandamaya kosha. Now, Annamaya Kosha is the part of physical body or grass body. Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya. These 3 sheaths are the part and parcel of subtle body, Sukshma Sharira. This Anandamaya Kosha is the part of Karana Sharira, that is the causal body. What is this Anandamaya Sharira, Kosha? What is this bliss sheath? According to the author, it is established in avidya, which is a form of causal body of impure nature, united with the vrittis like Priya, Moda, Pramoda, etc., etc. So what is Karna Sharira? We know that. Atman plus ignorance. Here also, same thing they are telling that. But modifications of dear. Oh, is very dear to me. I like it very much. When I do that, I enjoy. So many things we all say. For example, an artist, he engrosses in a painting something. After the painting, he feels that, oh, 1 hour I engrossed in that painting. I felt so happy when I finished it. So the experience of the joy is there. Where it comes from this Anandamaya Sharira. Why? Because he was able to put himself, heart and soul in that. And he was enjoying in it. So that's the reason he enjoyed his happiness, so on and so forth. So that is what the part of Anandamaya Sharira. Priya, Moda, Pramoda, all these things they are telling. Or rather, probably in the layman's language, today in the scientific language, if you want me to put, this Anandamaya Kosha is nothing but the unconsciousness personality. Why? I'm not aware who am I. Even forget about that I am Atman Brahman. Even for an example, now Pratik, he told, I am Pratik. How much I am aware of it? Or I am a human being. Am I aware all the time? I'm a student of Satya Sai Baba Institute. I'm not aware. Sometimes when we do some things, my teachers or acharyas, they tell, oh, you belong to this great institute. Be aware of it. Immediately we come to conscience. Okay, if by doing something, then definitely I will not be proved. I will be disproved that I'm a student of this great institute, esteemed institute. Immediately I come to conscience. So most of the time we are unconscious. We are not conscious that we are unconscious. That's what the practice of presence, mindfulness. Thich Nhat Hanh recently passed away, 95 years old monk, who beautifully has written a book, Miracle of Mindfulness. We should all read. It is one of the beautiful book. And Eckhart Tolle today, he speaks of so many things, all these things. Power of earth, power on earth, power of now, all these things. They all speak that. Be at present, be at present, be at present. You can derive a lot of energy from that. So here in Anandamayaka Kosha, what happens? I am forgetting who am I. From even like as I am Brahman, Atman, Brahman, also from that point, from spiritual point, even as I'm a human being, as I'm so and so, also I forgot, and I work, I lead my life very unconsciously with lack of awareness. That's what we mean. Now, after saying all these things, the author is trying to tell, now I am beyond all these things. I am beyond 3 shariras, 3 types of bodies. I am above these 5 types of layers, and I am above, beyond 3 types of existence or 3 states of experience, that is Jagrat, Sushupti, and Swapna. Madiya Shariram, Madiyaha Pranaha, Madiyam Manascha, Madiya Buddhi, Madiyam Gnanamiti, Svenaiva Gnayate, Tad Yatha, Madiyatvena Gnatam, Kataka Kundala Gruhadikam, Swasmad Bhinnam Tata Panchakoshadikam, Madiyatvena Gnatamatma Nabhavati. I understood you. If you know Sanskrit, then it is a simple Sanskrit, you'll be able to understand. Otherwise, you'll not be able to. The English running meaning, I will tell probably that you'll be able to understand. Even if one has the idea that the house, ornaments, and so on are one's own, they do not become the self. So also, if one has the idea like, this is my body, my vital breath, my mind, my intellect, my knowledge, and so forth, they do not become the self. For an example, I have got an ornament. I am not an ornament. It is my ornament. When I say that, I and ornament is different. I am not the ornament. It belongs to me. That means what? I and ornament is different. It is my house. That means what? I and house is different. So similarly, it is my body. But unfortunately, because of superimposition, we feel as if I am the body. It is my body, fine, but I am not the body. It is my mind, no doubt, but I think that I am the mind. My emotions, my happiness, yes, we all speak, we all converse, but we behave as if I am the happiness, I am the feeling, etc., etc. When we understand that I am different from all these things, they will understand that I am the self and not all these things. That's what here the author is trying to tell. Means the knower is different from the known. Triputi Satya, we tell in the Vedanta philosophy. The knower, the known, and the knowing process. For an example, now you are hearing the Tattvabodha lecture. You are hearing the Tattvabodha lecture, so you are the hearer or the knower. And what are you trying to know? You are trying to know the Tattvabodha text, at least contextually. So that is what you heard about the Tattvabodha text, or you are trying to know about the Tattvabodha text, that is called known. And you are hearing and you are trying to understand, you are trying to imagine, you are trying to visualize all these things. That is the process of knowing. Because you are trying to know Tattvabodha text, you are different from Tattvabodha text. Since you are knowing the pen, you are different from the pen. You are knowing the computer, you are trying to know the computer, that means what? You are different from the computer. So similarly, I am trying to know my body, that means what? I am different from my body. This is what we'll, in the future, we'll be telling all these things. So these things we have to understand. But unfortunately, with the external materials, we understand, yes, I am not the house, I am not the vehicle, I am not the money. They all belongs to me, because they are all things we understand. But with respect to body and mind, because of superimposition, because of so much attachment, we feel as if they are all me only. So that wrong concept has to be gone. Then what is not? The author has told, I am not the physical body, gross body, subtle body. I am not the 3 states of existence, that is dream state, deep sleep state, and awakening state. And I'm not the 5 sheets which we have studied today. we have told. So author is trying to tell what I am not. Then you may say, then Swamiji, you tell that what I am then. So now the author, probably this question might have come in your mind. Anticipating this, the author is telling that, okay, let me tell now, who am I or what I am? What I am not, we have told till now. I am not these three types of bodies, three states of existence, and 5 layers. We are not, I have told. Then what I am telling. Atma tarhi kaha. Then what is the Atman? Who am I? What I am? Satchidananda Swarupaha. It is the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss. This is Tattvabodha Upanishad. It tells this Satchidananda. So that has been taken by our Vedantic text. Every Upanishads, they tell in a different way. I mean, the same thing as used or described in different words. This Satchidananda is seen in Tattvabodha Upanishad. What is this Sat? What is this Chit? What is this Ananda? We have to understand. So here probably few things I would like to tell you. Atma is Chaitanya Swarupa. You have to understand. Atman is conscious, whereas this body is not conscious. The mind is not conscious. The things are not conscious. For an example, to make you understand, the self, I mean, the sun is self, I mean, the sun doesn't need any more energy, whereas the moon draws the energy from the sun, isn't it? So similarly, for Atman, Atman is the conscious, but all other things are unconscious or inert. We have to understand. Atma, Chaitanya Swarupa, you have to tell, understand. And Atma is Swatantra. Atma is independent in its existence. It doesn't need anything else to exist. Whereas for this body and for this world, it needs something for exist. It is Paratantra, but Atma is Swatantra. And Atma, Nirguna, means it doesn't have any form, it doesn't have any name, and it doesn't have any form. Then you only said Swami because Sachidananda Swarupa. Because to make us, to differentiate this Atman from everything, we are naming that as Sachidananda Swarupa, that's all. But actually it doesn't have any name, it doesn't have any form. Then Atma, Nitya. Nitya means I have already told, Trikala Abhadita Satya. Past, present, and future, it should exist at all 3 times. That is what Nitya. Then Atma is Sarvagata. It is all pervading. It doesn't have any boundary. Then Atma. How many Atmas are there? There's only one Atman. Atma Ekaha. So this is my nature. This is my real biodata. Who am I? If you ask, Atma Mama Chaitanya Swarupam. Mama Swatantraha. Mama Nirgunaha. Nityaha. Sarvagataha Ekaha. So to give some idea about Atma, so I'm telling this, all these things, if you see in the Upanishads as well as Bhagavad Gita, you'll be able to understand. Kutastoyam, Achaloyam, Sanatana, Avyakta, all these things you'll be able to, especially in the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Sankhya Yoga, you'll be able to study all these things. Then what is this Sat? What is this Chit? What is this, Ananda Swarupa? This now we are going to tell now, discuss. Sat, Chit, Ananda, these are the 3 not gunas. They are not the qualities, rather it is the nature. Now, what is the difference between Guna and Swabhava? We have to understand very clearly. About this, there are pages after pages discussions in all the texts. Even in this is discussed in the Tattvabodha Upanishad, and Shankaracharya, while writing a commentary on this, why these things are not the qualities and these are the quality, nature of the Atman. He discusses few pages. What is the nature? What is the difference between quality and what is the difference between nature? You have to understand. This is a technical point again. For an example, red rose. When I say red rose, when you take a red rose using some chemical substance, you may remove the red color of the rose. So it may turn into different color or it may become colorless. But still, it may exist. It will exist as a rose, but it will not exist as a red rose. Even if you remove the red, but still it exists as a rose. So similarly, for an example, yellow lily. Even yellow lily, because of some chemical thing, if you remove the yellow color of the lily, but still it exists as a lily, it may not exist as a yellow lily. So here, the yellow color of the lily is the guna. That's the quality. The red color of the red rose is the guna quality. Now, for an example, red rose is there because of some biological crossbreeding when I was doing the red color rose, and with some other plant, I did a crossbreeding and it came as a lily, or it came as a sunflower. For an argument's sake, I'm telling you, it came as a sunflower. Now it may be red color sunflower, but now it is no more as a rose, but rather it has emerged as a sunflower. Now the roseness is not there, because so it has emerged as a sunflower. That means the roseness is called Swabhava, the nature of the rose. Whereas the redness or red color is the only quality, that is guna, and the roseness is the Swabhava, or the nature of the rose. So similarly for us, we are human beings. For an example, I went to different land. I was staying for a long time there because of scorching sun and all. I had a white skin. I became black, but still I exist as a human being. But the humanity has been removed. I started being demonical. I started killing people. I started hating people. I started butchering people mercilessly. All these things, if I start doing, the humanity, the humanness is not there. That means what? Then I will be no more called as a human being. So the humanness is a swabhava of me. I may have a white skin. I've been again, because of scorching sun and exposing to continuously fire, heat, or whatever, the white skin has been converted to black skin, but still I exist because that is of the guna, that is the quality. So there's a lot of difference between quality and the swabhava, nature. So here Sat Chit Ananda is not the guna of the Atma, rather it is the Swabhava, Atma Swabhava. This you have to understand. What is Sat? Atma Tarhi Kim. What is Atman we studied? Then Sachidananda Swarupa, they said. Then what is Sat? Sat, Chit, Ananda, the three words are there. Then the Navatar is trying to tell every word, what is it, what is it, what is it? Sat Kim. What is Sat? Kalatrayepi tishtati iti Sat. The Sat is that which remains unchanged in the three periods of time. What are the three periods? Bhutakala, Vartamana Kala, Bhavishyat Kala. Past, present, and future, which remains same, which remains unchanged. That is what Sat according to the author. For this Sat, there are different shades of meaning, different types of different types of explanations in every Upanishadic text. More or less it will be same, but different shades of meaning we find. But here the author is explaining the Sat as which exists at three periods at all times. Then do I exist? No. For example, you are a 16 years age person or 18 years age boy or girl means 18 or 19 years before, you never existed. You never existed means as after 50 years, you may not be there. Only in the middle 100 years or 80 years of span, you were there. That's the one thing. Second thing, 20 years before, when you took a birth, you were a small boy or girl, you were a kid, you were a child. Then afterwards, from baby to child you became, from childhood to adolescent age, then slowly from adolescent age, you are entering into the youth age. Youth, you are at the prime of your youth now. 10 to 15 years will be youth. Afterwards, slowly when you become middle-aged, then you will become aged, then you will die. See, there are 6 types of modifications, which I think you remember with respect to physical body we have studied. So there are so many modifications. There is a continuous change. But the perceiver I is same all the way. When you were 3 years, you were perceiving that, yes, I exist, I exist. Now at the age of 13, you are perceiving I exist, I exist. At the 23 years, you are perceiving that, or you are experiencing that I exist, I exist. After 30 years, yes, still you feel that I exist. But that the I experience is same, continuing, but your body is undergoing a lot of modifications. It should be same at all times, and it should exist at all times. That's what Sat means. One is it should exist at all times, and also it should be free from all types of modifications. That is what Sat. So Kalatrayepi tishtati iti, that is Sat. So which remains unchanged in all three periods of time, past, present, and future. That what is called Sat. Also can give an example. There's a clay, the potter, he brings the clay and he puts into the wheel and he brings a beautiful shape after. Again, now earlier was a clay, when it has made part, it has got a so nice sleeping on the bed under the blanket. That is sukha. Then Ananda gets, I feel so happy. That is what Ananda. Comparatively, I am saying. So Maja, Sukha means that is not changeable at all. For an example, I wanted to become an IAS officer. I did try. I became an IAS officer. I finished my exam, cleared exams. I became an IAS officer. I am so happy. Fine. I'm the happiest person in the world. But once I start my IAS training, finished my training, and once I go and sit like this in the IAS seat, I feel, oh, so nice. You see, I achieved so many things. Then when the below the seat, there is so much fire, so much heat. My goodness, why did I pass my IAS exam? You will feel that. So they say your Ananda was temporary there. I want something. I achieved it. I got it. Fine. Afterwards, after some time, again, I am not happy. So whatever the material things I'm getting, the happiness from the material things, they're all limited in nature. Whereas myself, my real nature is Ananda. I'm trying to find out that Ananda externally in the things, in the people, in the worldly objects. That's what the Rishi says. Don't try to find happiness outside, my dear. How much ever you try, you will not be able to get. You'll be able to get fraction of it for a length of time, because your real nature is find out yourself in yourself. The moment you understand who are you, who am I, then you'll be able to understand or realize, then you'll be the happiest person. You may be the poor person, you may be the beggar, you may be the whatever you want, you didn't get externally, never mind, but inside you'll be happy. That doesn't mean that we have to shun away from our duties. Then it is not lethargic. Is it not lethargy? No. The moment I understand who am I, then I'll be the happiest person. That's what they're. That doesn't depend on anything. Here, now in the external world, my happiness depends on so many things. With whatever I want, I should get. My desire should be fulfilled. I want this, I want that. So my happiness depends on chocolate. My happiness depends on getting my pen. My happiness depends on achieving my targets. My happiness depends on probably getting a good clothes. So on and so forth. But my real happiness is Ananda. The moment I understand, the happiness doesn't depend on anything, on anybody. Rather, it depends on me only, because I am that. Exercise. So this is the fundamental nature of human beings. Evam Satchidananda Swarupam Svatmanam Vijaniyat. Thus, one should know oneself to be the nature of absolute existence, absolute knowledge, absolute bliss. Till this Atmatari Kim, the author was trying to tell what I am not, what is not, what I am not, neti, neti. Then now he's telling soham, soham, soham. Means that I am that. What is that I am? I am such I am absolute existence, absolute knowledge, absolute bliss. Now this Sat Chit Ananda based on 3 words, minimum at least in 3 to 4 hours we can discuss. I can go on explain what is Sat, etc., etc. But I know that it will be too much for you people, and it is not required also as of now because you are going in a preliminary text or in the Prakarana Grantha. Slowly, when you get into all these things, you'll be able to go for advanced text and all. Then they'll be able to. For example, in the Nyaya, one of the Nyaya text which I was studying earlier, there Mangala Charana is there. The introductory verse or the prayer verse. Why prayer verse has been done in that? It is only in Sanskrit. It goes for 6 pages. Why Mangalacharana is done? Why Mangalacharana has to be done? Why it should be done, or why it cannot be? Can it be done without that? So they go discussion of 6 pages. Now you feel, my dear, they are discussing about why should I do the prayer. Then when they will start the subject, when they will start real lesson then. So when you go to the advanced text, all these things will come. So that for that probably your mind also should get prepared. So as a result, I'm not going to the much detail. Now, Veshti and Samashti, these are the again Samashti means macrocosmos. Then again, Brahmanda and Pindanda, we say one more technical term. Now I am Veshti, I am microcosm, and Samashti, the whole world is Samashti, it is macrocosm. According to the Advaita Vedanta, we are able to find out the unitary between myself and the universe. Means I am made up of whatever the matter, whatever the substance, even the world is made up of. For an example, science is searching for the truth. So the whole world is made up of what? They are telling Big Bang theory, they are coming. So many theories they came, but still they are unable to prove what it is. Protons, they came, atoms, they came again, protons, neutrons, electrons, photons, so on and so forth. But still they are unable to find out from which one substance the whole world is made up of. But whereas in the Indian philosophy, especially with special reference to Advaita Vedanta, the non-dualistic philosophy, they were able to find out thousands of years before. Yes, there is the called Atman or Brahman. From that, the whole world is made up of. I, you, world, everyone, everything is made up of. They were able to find out. So Veshti means microcosm, that is me, individual, and the everything is made up of the one thing or substance or whatever you say. Though it is not substance, but because to make us understand, to make you understand, I'm using the word substance, that is what Atman or Brahman. Now, till now, we were trying to study from the Veshti point of view, that is individual point of view, that is microcosmos point of view. Now, already in my first class only I told, philosophy discusses mainly on 3 things. One is, what is God? And who am I? What am I? What am I, or who am I? And the third is world, the empirical world which I am doing, seeing. Either the empirical world which I am seeing, or the above 7 worlds, or the below 7 worlds, you can say, the creation. Now, now the author is trying to explain what the world is samashti. Because why? You may said that I am not the body-mind complex. You said, Swamiji, I am that Satchitananda Swarupa. You are saying that, fine. But then I'm observing, I'm seeing, I'm experiencing, I'm perceiving this world, empirical world. What of it? What is its nature? Who created it? When it came into existence? This Big Bang theory is trying to find out. Or you are so many, the life cycle of star, probably you might have studied. So many things. When this earth came into existence, when this universe came into existence, that's what they are trying to find out. But still there's all hypothetical argument among them. They're unable to find out. So now, even that inquisitiveness, that interest, even we will have, the author knows that. That's Now author will start to explain the samashti part, that is the world, the universe. What is this universe and what it is it's made up of? What is the nature? Who has created it? All these things. Atha chaturvimshati tattva utpatti prakaram vakshamaham. Now we shall explain the evolution of the 24 tattvas, 24 principles. Now, according to the Sankhya and according to the Vedanta, that is especially Advaita Vedanta, the world is made up of 24 cosmic principles, Chaturvimshati Tattva. If you have studied any Sankhyan philosophy, any one of you, will be able to know this. Chaturvimshati, Chatuhu Vimshati, Chatur 4, Vimshati means 20, 24 principles. Then Brahmashraya Sattva Rajas Tamogunatmika Maya Asti. In the Sankhya, they use the word called Prakriti. From Prakriti, all these things have come. In the Vedanta, though they accept the cosmology of the Sankhya, but they modify it. They use, instead of Prakriti, they use the word Maya. From this Maya, the whole world has come off. Maya is the power of the Brahman, and it cannot be differentiated. Now, what is this Maya? How it has come? All these things, it is very interesting. In the, again, Taittiriya Upanishad, if you know any Taittiriya Upanishad, you will be able to tell. Akashad, Agnihi, Agni, Rapaha, Apah, Prithvi, Prithivya, Oshadayah, Oshadibhyonyam, Annat, Purushaha. This you might have heard. You might have, if you have no Taittiriya Upanishad, you will be able to chant. So there, the evolution of the universe has been told there. Means what? Now, from Maya, we have got Akasha. That is, Akasha means the sky, which we use in the word Kannada, Akasha, or blue sky. That we say that Akasha, we are not talking here. Akasha means it is called ether or it is called space. From Maya, the space has born. Akasha is born. Space is born. Then Akashad Vayu. From Akasha, that is from ether or space, the Vayu has come. The Vayu was born. The Vayu has born. Then Vayu Tejaha, Vayos Tejaha, from air, the fire has come, it seems. Then Tejasa Apaha, from fire, water has come. You see how contradicting. Fire and water, they're always opposite elements, isn't it? If you want to quench the fire, we put water, but the water has come from the fire, it seems. And Adbhya Pruthivi, from the water, the earth has come. How it has come? So you should remember Panchikarana. I had told the Panchikarana, I don't know whether you will be able to remember or not. If you make a habit of notes, please refer to my, I think, first, second, or third class. I had told that Panchikarana, 1/8 and half and 1/8, 1/8, 1/8 is Panchikarana. So now these things comes into help. With the help of Panchikarana, these things comes. Now, one more point I have to tell. I don't know whether it will be too much heavy for you. This one point I will tell, and I will conclude my today's talk. Creation and projection. Creation and projection. These are the two technical terms we have to understand. For an example, the curd is created how? The curd was created, or the curd is created by what? Milk. How the butter came into existence? The butter is created from the curd when we. And how the ghee was created, or the ghee is created? The ghee, when we heat up the butter, then we got the ghee. We got the ghee. So the milk has been converted into curds. The curds has been converted into butter, and the butter has been converted to ghee. So a lot of changes are happening. So in the creation, how this world was came into existence, we say, oh, according to the Purana, the mythological language, it's Brahma created this. Isn't it? That's what the Purana says. Then the science says, no, that I don't accept it. Then they say, law of conservation of energy and law of conservation of momentum. What is the law of conservation of energy? Neither the energy can be created nor can be destroyed. If so, then the creation theory fails. Right? If neither the energy can be created not destroyed. It can only be changed. That means what? Brahma created this world at some point of time, maybe thousands of years, maybe 10,000 years, maybe 10 million years. Even that means what? It goes against the science, Swamiji. How can I understand? How can I accept this? Yes, you are very right. Then how this world came into existence according to Vedanta? Then I say that the world was never created, my dear. It is only projected. So according to the Advaita Vedanta, the non-dualistic philosophy, it is a very subtle point. It will take some time probably people to understand. You have to think little. So the world was never created. Rather, it is only projected according to the Advaita philosophy. So we don't accept the law of creation at all. Only the Puranas, the mythology accepts, and the dualistic schools, they will accept. Semitic religions like Christianity and Islam, they do accept, no doubt. But Vedanta never accepts. What about Vedas? Even Vedas won't accept the theory of creation. Why? Even for them, the creation is eternal. It is not that some point of time, 10 million years before the creation started, after 10 million years it gets destroyed and again it starts. No, for them also, creation is eternal for the Vedas also. Either in the Vedas or in the Upanishads or according to the Advaita Veda. For them, the creation is eternal, and the Vedanta says there was no creation at all. It is only a projection. The Brahman has been projected, as this materialistic world. Oh, Swamiji, everything is going above the head. I am unable to understand what is this new thing. It is not created, it is projected. What do you mean by this? How come? Because we are experiencing this mundane world, empirical world. I may not experience the Brahman, but I may experience this world every day, every minute. How can you say that it is not created, it is projected? And it is going above the head, Swamiji. What do you mean by that? Can you explain a bit little? Okay. Probably if you are thinking and if you're seriously following my arguments and my ideas, definitely you'll get a question. You're bound to come, definitely. You're bound to get this question. Probably if you have gone to film theaters, now I don't know, because 25 years before only I had been to any film theater. Now in the new theaters, what are the mechanisms and style they use? Earlier, 25, 30 years before story I'm telling, earlier when we were there, in the top, there was a small window used to be there. They used to project some color used to come on the white screen, and we used to see the movie. Now you see, before starting the movie, if you entered the theater, if you see, there's a huge white color screen. That's all, nothing else is there, isn't it? There's a simple white screen. That's all, nothing else is there. But once they start rotating the reel, and some light has been put, very forced light. Then it's oh, hero has come. Okay, fine. Oh, heroine has come. Okay, we clap, we enjoy, and all fine. Suddenly there was a fire accident. Oh my goodness, fire accident happened. I don't know whether hero will be able to protect her or not, or the villain is killing him, killing her. So many things, all these things we see. Now we see, oh, there was a huge fire accident. Fine. There was an intermission. Then the light got off. Then you saw the screen is similar. The screen was not burnt. But you experienced the huge fire accident. If a small boy or girl is there, they'll say, oh, mama, we saw the huge fire accident. But before starting a film, the film theater, the film screen, the white film theater screen was the same. And now also after the fire accident also, now there is no change at all in the screen. Why it is? Then people will laugh. Oh, it is only film. We use it and we come back. We laugh at it. You see, there was no change at all. There was no change at all on the film screen, but so many things came. There was a huge rain. There were floods in the film, but the screen never got burned due to fire. The screen never got wet due to the floods. It is the same thing. So the film was projected on the screen, on the white screen, isn't it? That's why it is called projector, film projector. So similarly, the God's mind is projecting, God's mind, cosmic mind, the Ishvara, we say, the Ishvara's mind is projecting, he is projecting this universe, and we are also part of him. That's why we are also experiencing this world according to the Advaita Vedanta. So it really doesn't exist. It is only a projection. So I think you understand the difference between a creation and as well as projection. Now, if you understand this projection, then we'll be able to go the samashti point. Veshti is over, samashti the world. Now you say, okay, the whole world is projection of Ishvara's projection from his cosmic mind. You are saying that's what I understand. Then means, but still your inquisitiveness, it's all okay, Swamiji. Brahman's projection, Ishvara's projection, you are saying. But how did it come into existence? You tell me. How this water, how this fire, how these elements, how this matter, elements. So many things I'm doing. Brown ring test I do for particular thing, sulfuric acid. Brown ring I'm seeing. How it is so? You may feel still, you may have got question. For that, the author tells that how this matter, elements has come, etc., etc. Based on the Upanishads, he will tell. In the next class, I shall explain all that. If you have got any questions, I'll be happy to explain. Today, I mean, if you didn't understand, if you don't understand anything, or if you have got any questions of today's class or any previous classes also, I'll be happy to explain.
Swamiji, our boy students have sent one question. I'll be reading it. Please answer.
Yeah.
We always tend to forget that we are the ultimate self, even after reminding ourselves for so many times. So, how do we practice that in our daily lives and not forget that we are not different from our true self, Swamiji?
Yeah, Adhikari. I'm not become Adhikari, that's why. Who was Adhikari? Who am Adhikari? Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka, Yamutra Palabhoga Adi Viraga, Shamadama Adi Shatka Sampatti, and Mumukshatvam. These four things has to be there. He's the fit aspirant. Because I'm not fit aspirant, how much ever I listen, though intellectual conviction I may get, but still I'm unable to put into practice. Why? Because I'm not fit aspirant. So I have to become a fit aspirant. That is one from point. The second is, yes, where it is a forgetting, because we have been hypnotized that I am body, mind, I am body, mind, I am body, mind from thousands of years, or from so many births. So that is the reason every time, every consciously I am to tell my mind, I'm not body. I have to dehypnotize myself. I'm not body, I'm not mind, I am Atman, I am Atman, I am Atman, I am Atman, I am Atman. So every time consciously we should be aware. We forget, again you have to remember, again you forget, again you remember. Doing continuously, constantly, then one fine day we'll be able to destroy the ignorance, and be able to understand or realize who am I. So that needs a constant practice. But only with the awareness we should practice. Yeah.
Thank you, Swamiji. What a nice thought to hang on before eating our pillows. Satchidananda Swarupa. Swamiji, truly, we can't, go through all this scriptures and then read out line by line. And the way how you are explaining it is very simple. Even normal people like us can understand. Thank you for that. Swamiji, please bless us all so that we not only listen to your discourses or whatever, whatever the truths that has been spoken, our scriptures are trying to teach us. Let us all together contemplate on the things which Swamiji is teaching us. Please bless us. Please give us the strength, Swamiji, so that we will never, deviate from this path which we all have taken. Let us all join together and contemplate on this true truths of our Indian culture, so that we will one day truly experience what Swamiji is trying to tell all of us. Thank you, Swamiji. We will close the class with the prayers. ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Sai Ram.